mad, mad late this morning. This afternoon now, bruh. It was just I was in the middle of a few things this morning. So forgive me, guys. Forgive me. This is just way later than I wanted to be, and I wanted to acknowledge that, and not go past it. So yeah, way later than I wanted to be. But hey, we here. We here. Let's go ahead and like every show before we start. Let's go ahead, cue my man Indigo Saint. Let's get it. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Black View Investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe it was black or invested. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifested. So we binge on a black or invested. Best believe it was black or invested. That course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that black or invested. Best believe it was black or invested.
Hey guys, what's going on again? What's up, Crypto Warriors? What is up, Black Roo Crew? Got a nice show for you guys today. Again, way later than I intended, but I want to acknowledge that. Jack Spirko's comments have me sell all my alts for Bitcoin. I think you'll like this. And yeah, what's up, Rob B? Yes, ETFs are alive and popping. And really, a lot of people did not, they weren't happy that they thought the ETFs would make Bitcoin just skyrocket. A lot of people thought that. And it's not happening that way. It's more sideways. Actually went down a little bit, like a couple thousand or whatever. But I think there's no concern there. Again, this is a bull run. So ultimately, we know Bitcoin is probably going to be six figures by the end of this bull run. So I think people just need to, just chill a little bit. This is kind of always what happens, right? What we expect is always kind of a little different. It goes a little bit differently than what we expect. Exactly, Rob. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Like a lot of people were saying, like it was priced in, but it's pretty funny because we're still getting reports where it's like record amounts of Bitcoin have been bought from Coinbase and all this other stuff, but the price is kind of sideways. So really, it's a little crazy. I think people just have to be patient and remember what we're here for. Right? Just really remember what we're here for. I have no doubt it's going to be 100K. Not financial advice. Gotta say that. But let's go ahead and share the screen. And I'm going to share some stuff that so Jack Spirko's comments, they were really big for me. Like they kind of hit different, right? To be honest, I've said some of the same things. Bitcoin Zay and King have said some of the same things. Waters above, he said some of the same things, but it hit a little different in the way that Jack put it, right? So let's just go ahead and play it, and I suggest you guys go ahead and check out Jack. We're gonna just play like a snippet here, and I still yet to have set up my Rumble. It's gonna happen at some point, and I'll put a link in our Telegram so you guys can add it because I need at least 5 people to play on Rumble. I still have the Rokfin channel, so that's going to be set up at some point whenever I get around to it. But yeah, let's listen to these comments by Jack Spirko. I'm just going to play about 5 minutes of it, but I definitely think you guys should go ahead and check it out. The Bitcoin ETFs are here. Now what? From the Survival Podcast, episode 3,428. So Jack's been around for a while. So yeah, we're going to listen to this on Rumble. I think he's also on YouTube. Yeah, definitely check him out. And shout out to my guy Brunswick for sharing this to me. So let's go ahead and get a listen. I think we'll do 2 point. We'll do it a little faster than normal because that's how we do it. Let's go. Okay, he didn't mean the supply of Bitcoin gets cut in half. The supply that can be mined gets cut in half. Okay, so just want to clarify that. Go back a little bit and continue. So the block reward is the amount that you can mine, like the reward for mining a block. Okay, so remember that's the halving is having the amount that can be mined. Okay, so okay, hold on. Let me just make sure that you guys can hear the sound because I've been do. Oh, you couldn't hear the sound. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Okay, God dang it. Okay. It was something in my head. It's like, bro, they can't hear the sound. Okay, all right. Let me go ahead and kill this. Oh, damn. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see. Thank you for being patient. It's one of those days, boy. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. My bad, guys. My bad. Let's do that again, shall we? All right.
Apple and sit with the only remaining asset that you can just buy a piece of and hold in a portfolio being gold. Well, let's see what happens if we change this number here to 125,000. That goes to $2.5 trillion. 2.5 trillion. That actually would still be under Apple because Apple, again, had a pretty good year last year and is about $2.8 trillion today. So we got to do a little better than 125. Let's go 135. 2.7 trillion, not quite enough. 145, 2.9 trillion. There's your number. At $145,000, Bitcoin becomes the second most valuable asset class in the world. You don't think that's going to happen, then you have not been paying attention. And this is what it dumbfounds me. You start throwing out numbers like that, like, oh, it can't go that high. But if I would have told you when it was $600 and it was going to be $20,000 someday, you would have said that was crazy. And if I told you it would have ever hit 69,000, which you got within an ass hair of in the last all-time high, you would have said it was impossible 5 years ago, unless you're among the initiated. Now all this money is opening up. So again, let's just review who this is for. Pension fund managers, institutional money managers, individuals with IRAs and 401ks, high-frequency traders who will save money over the fees that they pay on an exchange. You know what that equals? Liquidity. Liquidity is good for Bitcoin, and over time it will reduce volatility, but we're not anywhere near that just yet. What do I think a reasonable price expectation for this cycle is? About $250,000 is the high, which it will retract from, but about $250,000. I would tell you that I would think it would be the next cycle. You know, you get into like the 2028 halving cycle where you're looking at potentially $1 million coin a piece. That's not that long in the world of building wealth. And I think there's something else that we need to understand here. I could be way low. And we need to understand the halving and its actual impact on price before we really appreciate what just happened. So before the ETF, the biggest occurrence in Bitcoin is halving. In other words, about every 4 years, we can predict it within days, the supply of Bitcoin gets cut in half. So in the very beginning, people mined Bitcoin on laptops that wouldn't even work today with today's operating systems. They were that shitty, and they were mining a lot of Bitcoin with it, but Bitcoin was not worth very much. And the block reward, every block was huge. But this was by design. So you had basically an inflationary supply. It leveled off and effectively becomes a deflationary supply because even though new coin is being generated, there's so little of it available, the actual amount you can buy and trade keeps shrinking. Most of the Bitcoin in existence has been held for more than a year. That's long-term holders. They don't sell easy. So there's a very small fraction of the 20 million in circulation that are actually available. Effectively, this is how I feel. The ETF has created an eternal halving. I know that doesn't seem to make sense. Think of it as an annual eternal halving, because it doesn't matter that the supply of new Bitcoin is still coming in. And I think the block reward is going to like 3.15 Bitcoin per block. That's a lot less than 6.25 or whatever it was before. I think it's like going to go 3.125, I think is where it's going. So you have a supply shock. Well, what happens in a halving? Everybody talks about it. The price goes up prior to everybody FOMO's in. The halving comes. There was woohoo, and then nothing happens. It goes sideways a little bit down, a little bit up, sideways a little bit down, a little bit up. And about 90 days after that, that's about how long it takes for the supply shock to move through the chain. And then it goes into it. And usually that's about when it'll hit its all-time high. Go look. And that usually has a pretty good year, the year following it. And then crypto winter comes. And then you have a build-up back. And then you have the next halving. And it goes over and over again. But the supply is about not the total amount of Bitcoin, the total amount of Bitcoin that people are willing to trade. And that number keeps getting smaller. What do you think happens when pension funds and shit are throwing $300-400 billion a year buying the coin? You're having not the total supply, but the available supply.
That's the part. That's the part that got me. And I hope you guys heard it this time. Let me go ahead and hear. So that's the part that got me. That's the part that got me. So again, and we've said it, right? Who's more diamond hands than pension funds, right? Who's more diamond hands than those guys, right? So effectively, we already know Bitcoin people that hold Bitcoin are holding it for like life, like they're diamond hands. So you add more diamond hands and you're thereby even decreasing the supply more that's willing to be traded, right? So essentially that's like an additional having, right? So when he put it that way, I was like, okay, great, right? Great. And OMC, great comment there. Microsoft passed Apple yesterday, and we're probably looking at Bitcoin passing up a lot of people in this upcoming bull run, right? Or this bull run we're already in, right? So looking at it that way, I seriously consider, okay, maybe I should just dump these alts and just buy Bitcoin, right? Are we still no sound? Did we still not get any sound on that Jack Spirko thing? We should have had sound there. Let me see here. Am I no sound? Can you guys hear me? I'm assuming you guys can, because somebody said a comment to what I said. Okay, good. Okay. So yeah. So and did you guys hear what Jack Spirko said? Okay. And just let me know that you heard what he said. So essentially, all of these pension funds and definitely check out what just definitely check out the entire Spirko interview, because he mentioned something that King and Zay were streaming on Friday. It was cool to see Zay in the building. It was cool to see those two streaming back again. And King mentioned something similar, right? He was saying something like, hey, just wait until the Massachusetts or like the New York State Department fireman pension fund comes on, right? Because that's real, like, hard money. Like, and those pension funds, come hell or high water, they're going to pay out those pension funds, right? Because you're not going to F with the firemen, right? You're not going to mess with the police pension fund. You're not going to mess with like the military pension fund. Certain pension funds are going to be around, right? They're not going to mess with those, because if they mess with those, they lose all their protection, right? If you mess with the firemen or the police pension fund, okay, elite, we're not going to guard you anymore. We're not going to be your shield. Okay, they're not effing around with that. They will make sure that that's paid, right? So if you add that on top of the people who are already not selling their Bitcoin, you're really, really, really lessening the supply of Bitcoin that is traded, which only increases the demand, right? Yeah, I know. Zay hates XRP, Joey, but you know what? That was the one of the ones where I was like, okay, I might as well just sell all these altcoins and get Bitcoin, right? Just sell it all, right? And and let's and that's a great comment, OC. We'll get to all the comments at the end here, but definitely y'all can read them and understand it. Shout out to OMC, great information, bro. So at that point, I was just basically like, okay, I should just sell all my alts and buy Bitcoin. But then that same effect, right, gets applied to every other coin once all these other things came in, right? So effectively, think about all the XRP army, right? And they're just holding their XRP forever. Then what happens when you have the XRP ETF and you have all the funds, the Fireman's Fund investing in the XRP ETF? The same principle applies, right? Right? Or a Solana ETF or a HBAR ETF, right? So the same principle applies. So again, it kind of gets us back to remember why we're here, right? We're like they're inundating us with all these meme coins, all these gaming coins, but remember why we're here, right? The XRPs, the Bitcoins, the Ethereums, right? They're making us, or they're not making us do anything, but they're inundating us with the news cycle of gaming, meme, gaming, meme coins, where that's taking our liquidity over there to those instead of the things that are going to be around, instead of the Stellars of the world, instead of the HBARs of the world, instead of the Ethereums of the world, instead of the Bitcoins of the world, right? So kind of just remember why we're here, right? We're here for the long term. Like, again, right? That doesn't mean you can't make your little, like, or I'm only speaking about myself right here. I'm talking about my own personal portfolio, right? I'm not a financial advisor. Like, doesn't mean that you can't go out there and make different trades on meme coins if you think that's going to be a good trade for you in the short term. But remember why you're here, right? That long-term wealth, right? So that Bitcoin, that XRP, right? The quant, okay? Remember why we're here, okay? Where it's like, it's fine that they talk about these gaming things and people talk about the meme coins and you can make a lot of money with those. Like, if you catch it at the right time, if you're in a group of people that will notify you about those at the right time. Shout out to the Telegram, shout out to the Patreon, right? Those are okay, right? For if you can just make the trade. But remember why you're here, right? For that long-term wealth. 21 million Bitcoin, and people just keep stacking and holding it. And these ETFs, and they're going to be other ETFs from other countries, are just going to continue to stack and hold and stack and hold, and creating another, essentially halving, if you will, right? So as more of these just get stacked on top of each other, the more ETFs that are stacking and holding, right? The more that supply, the tradable supply, is getting lessened, and the more that demand is going to go up. So like Spirko was saying, okay, maybe he's off. Everybody's thinking, okay, this cycle is 250, the next cycle is 1 million. But can we really say that? Maybe it could be this cycle. Who knows, right? So anybody is telling you, right, that they don't hold any Bitcoin, maybe that might be a mistake, right? Like, granted, you're not going to get as much of a high value trade, or it's going to be a little slower. You're not going to get as many X's or multipliers. But if you truly believe that Bitcoin is digital gold, well, then you need to hold some. And you would have to think it's better than digital gold because they're always mining gold. There's only 21 million Bitcoin. So, and I've already showed you guys on here how gematria wise numbers for Bitcoin line up with gold as far as the numbers that the ISO and the IMF chose for Bitcoin, right? So it seems to me that they're trying to line a Bitcoin up with being alchemically digital gold. So I'm a person who's a believer that Bitcoin is digital gold. I am. And of course, shout out to the Telegram. Larry Fink made this comment, and I was kind of tongue in cheek, like joking around. Let me go ahead and find this in the chat here. Shout out to the Telegram. Okay, it's been a couple comments. Okay, wait. Okay, let me find it. It's in here somewhere. Because I was kind of joking around. Okay, here it is. So Roger Guru says, just in, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says Bitcoin is digital gold and bigger than any government. And I'm joking around here. This is tongue in cheek. I'm like, Larry, you mama, don't come in here saying Bitcoin is digital gold like you've been down for the cause for years, bro. Get out of here, okay? I'm just kind of kidding around, but okay. So now you're saying that, Larry, when you were saying that none of your people wanted Bitcoin or you don't see any reason for crypto. Now, mind you, he could have possibly known what was going on with Bitcoin from the jump street. But at that point in time, he was like, okay, this is what I need to say, right? But still, don't come up in here, Larry, like you've been down with the cause for years, bro. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't you dare do it. All right. Hold on here. Oh, why did it just delete all my comments? Okay. All right, I gotta go. Okay, there it is. Boom. I'm like, come on. Okay, so let's see here. Let's look at the comments here before we go on. What's up, Trey Francis? I don't know. I think those were. Yeah, what's up, Trey Francis? Sell the news by the hype. Price was already built in. Except people have this day. I think it got rid of some of my comments here. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay, but good. So what's up, Trey Francis? I missed your comments earlier. I don't know about, they say the price is built in, but I disagree with that. How was it built in when they had yet to buy it yet? They just bought the Bitcoin now. Like, how is it? I don't know that it was built in. I don't know if that it was the case. Different people like Waters Above are saying like it's possible we can get 30,000 Bitcoin, 30K Bitcoin, 32K Bitcoin. I don't know, man. I'll keep a watch on it. We'll keep a watch on it. Maybe we do get 32K Bitcoin. In which case, great. I'll go out there and buy some Bitcoin. But I just don't see that because all we're hearing is that they're record buys right now on Bitcoin because these guys are coming in buying for their spot ETFs. So maybe it's like Spirko was saying, maybe it's going to take a little while for the supply shock, as he put it, to work its way through the chain. Okay. So once people are trying to buy in a month from now, 2 months from now, okay. So that's the thing that we should be preparing for, right? And if you take it like that, just buy whenever there's a pullback, right? So I don't know about you guys, but I have a job. So like different times you're gonna have money, different times you're not, right? Just buy whenever there's a pullback. Because if you ultimately think that Bitcoin is going to be $1 million one day, or by 2028, like we know when that one day is, right? If you think that it will be $1 million by 2028, 2030, then just buy it at a pullback. Everything's on sale. It's always on sale. Because right now it's only what, 42, 43K, right? So some days you get it at 42K, some days you get it at 35K, some days you get it at 32K, depending on whatever, you got on hand. What's up, Crypto and Focus? Anything for Clits? What's up? Did I get everybody? What's up, Alan6? What's up, Sheila Rushdan? Okay, got everybody there. I'm a little out of sorts, y'all. Yeah, I have to bear with me. Will you stake that Dimension airdrop or sell? I'll probably sell because initially, once a coin comes out, it just drops from its sales. Initially, once the airdrop happens, that's the highest price. We can look at certain things like optimism, right? We can look at things like Sui. I think that was an airdrop one. We can look at Celestia. Look at those tokens and when they tended to airdrop, right? At that airdrop, that initial airdrop price, everybody is selling, right? It's kind of like an IPO, right? Initially, when the thing first comes out, that's the highest price for a bit. Okay, optimism, I guess, is different now, but you can kind of see it here a little bit. So, like when it first came out, I think this is off. Like I distinctly remember when optimism first came out. So yeah, when it first came out, it's like $1.44 was the best price. No, it was actually higher than this. It was definitely higher than this. It was like $2 or something like that, and then it dipped all the way down to 54 cents. Right? Things a little bit different because this was like 2022, like sort of like a bear market time as opposed to a bull time. So Celestia might be a better example to look at. Because that one kind of just recently came out. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to sell everything, all of the little ones I got. I didn't get that much Dimension. I was staking some, but I didn't get that much. There was a lot of Dimension you could have gotten if you're very, very active. But I just got a little bit because all I had staked was like some osmosis. So, So I hate that for whatever reason, these things look correct. I distinctly remember this being like $3 or something or more when it came out. No, it was even more than that. It was like $4 or $5 when it came out, and then it dipped down to. Yeah, so like these charts are not showing the accurate data. I don't think so. So I distinctly remember Celestia being like $4 some and then dropping down to 2, and then but Yeah, let's see here. Shout out to my guy Rob B. What's up, Italia Grape? What's up, MOC? The no sound ones from me. Okay, Apple passed Google. Oh God. Oh, oh my God. Okay, there we go. Or Microsoft passed Apple. Bitcoin is on the move as well, breaking the top 10 on assets, total assets. Okay, there we go. Just 1.3 million Bitcoin left circulating on crypto exchanges. Not all of it is for sale. So think about that, guys. That's huge. That's huge, right? So definitely, like, if you don't have any Bitcoin exposure, I would think you should have some, right? Because even though I talk altcoins a lot, I do say to people, okay, I still believe in Bitcoin, right? And there's the whole thing between Bitcoin and BSV, right? That's a little bit clearer now that we have a BlackRock ETF, and clearly it seems like they chose Bitcoin, right? However, that does not mean that they will not have a Bitcoin or BSV ETF. And you can see the price of BSV is still pretty high after being like $30 at the beginning of the year. It's like 85 right now or something like that. So clearly there seems to be some type of plan there for BSV. Remember, the Bitcoin ETF will be tokenized, and it will be on one blockchain that will be. Oh, that's a good point too. Remember, the Bitcoin ETF will be tokenized, and it will be on one blockchain that will be XRP, XLM, or which one, right? Solana. Oh, maybe maybe BSV, right? No, I don't think. But yeah, XRP, XLM. Who knows? Maybe Quant. That's a really good point. Tokenization, right? Will being classified by a security by SEC stymie alts from getting an ETF. I think that whole thing is dead now, right? Because didn't they say that secondary sales of XRP are valid? And essentially, that just means secondary sales of any altcoin are fine. And they basically said they dismissed it with prejudice, which means nobody can bring it back up again, basically. And they did that with XRP. So they dismissed it with prejudice, which means it can't be brought back up again. So secondary sales are not securities. So if any other coin was to go to court, I mean, or token or whatever, were to go to court, they would use this XRP case as a precedent. That still could, that still could go against them, even though that's precedent. But since that is precedent, you think it's highly likely, at least for all the ISO 20022 coins, to kind of have ends with the World Economic Forum and all of that. It's highly likely that they would also have that same XRP treatment. So I don't think that this is something that you have to worry about. If it is something that you worry about, I would. If it is something you worry about, for me, the way I'm handling it with my portfolio is I do have a lot of exposure to ISO 20022 coins. Okay. So all of those have like the same type of connections that XRP has. So with those tokens, I think you're fine. I think think I'm fine with those. So if that's a concern for you, I would really think about those tokens. But honestly, I don't think it should be a concern because that's already kind of been defined. And anybody who's not kind of on that team, they're going to get on that team, or otherwise they know that their token would be taken away. So Larry Fink stated that everything will be tokenized and run on one blockchain. Really? And we've been over this, guys, too, right? And thank you for that information, OMC. We said how Larry Fink Rock had been saying tokenization, tokenization, tokenization. Also, Jamie Dimon had been saying, JP Morgan had been saying tokenization, tokenization, tokenization. Okay, where does it go? We got a couple blockchains that we know that those type of people have been talking about. Of course, Jamie Dimon basically has a significant funding into Consensus and MetaMask and Ethereum, right? So maybe Ethereum and all these different layer twos from companies that are connected to Ethereum, like or connected to the world, the web, right? The Facebooks of the world, the Geminis of the world, like different coins like that that are connected to that right? The Suis, the Apatoses, the Cosmoses. So that's probably like the first. Those blockchains are probably one of the first places to look, right? Look at how the Cosmos ecosystem is blown up, right? So Cosmos, Ethereum, of course, right? JP Morgan money backed, Bitcoin, all the Bitcoin ERC20 stuffs that are or BRC20 stuffs that are popping up. XRP, XLM, right? XLM already has that deal with Franklin Templeton, and they're already connected to the CFTC, Commodities and Exchange Corporation. So really, like anybody who's kind of connected to the Commodities Exchange Corporation, XLM, XRP, Ethereum, we probably see that they get a piece, right? They get a piece of the action. Paul Barron had a nice show about what was it? Block V, right? That's doing stuff with Visa. So Solana, Ethereum, and Block V, or Ethereum through Block V, I guess, are doing things with Visa. So everybody's getting a little piece of the pie. And again, it's kind of like we've been talking about for years on the show, right? Everybody's kind of getting their little piece of the pie, and we're kind of converting from the old system to the new crypto system. But guess what? Who's the guys that are still in the background? All the old guard, the Visas, the IBMs, they're all in the background of it. So all of these kind of new companies are just IBM and Visa, but with a new face, if you can think of it that way, right? But the more and more that we're putting liquidity, and just again, remember why we're here, the more and more that we're putting liquidity in gaming and meme coins, the less liquidity we're putting in the HBARs, the Ethereums, the XRPs, and the XLMs. Like, think about that. And by time they go ahead and say there are XRP and XLM ETFs out there, and you got your junk in bonk or something like that, right? It might be too late. So I know that the ISOs and things are moving a little slower, or moving a lot slower than some things, but maybe you may want to consider why you're here, right? And of course, you're going to make trades to get some quick flips or whatever. But remember to come back and bring that quick flip money to Bitcoin, or at least I'm speaking for myself here, to Bitcoin, to XLM, to XRP, because hey, it looks very, very much like the writing is on the wall for these to continue to do what they're doing, especially with comments like what OMC just said there. with Larry Fink stating that everything will be tokenized and run on one blockchain. Now, running on one blockchain, I don't know about that. That's coming back to, again, what I said with the whole Paul Barron thing with Visa, and how Visa kind of gave multiple pieces of what they're doing. Like they gave one piece to Ethereum, they gave one piece to Solana, right? So what's up, Craig Grabo? Peace, peace, peace. Here's how my crypto portfolio runs. Pretty nice. Thank you, OMC. 35% Bitcoin, 40% alts, 10% AI, 10% gaming, and 5% speculative. And this is cool. This is cool. This is like, remember, long term, this is something that and I'm kind of speaking to myself here. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay. This is long term something that people may want to have, right? Of course, maybe in the short term, this changes a little bit in that, okay, you see something and you're like, okay, I know this is going to be a good trade. But remember to come back to what is solid for your portfolio. That's the thing to really understand that and get down. And even more so when we get towards the end of the bull run, where you're like, okay, now I need to get some of this probably in just stable coins, right? Which is that's further away. What's up, Cryptwork? Oh man, I'm sorry that you've been sick. Stuff has been going around. Like my peeps up in Detroit have been sick too. Like stuff is just going around, man. I still like XRP. The stuff that's going on with them in the banks, it seems legit to me. And you can still see people kind of really heavy holding XRP. So yeah, I still like it. But and also we know that a Rothschild's holding it. Check out my episode on that somewhere in my catalog. I think I said something like Rothschilds or confirming Rothschilds hold XRP, something like that. But one of the Rothschilds through a company called SBI holds like 8 point something percent, all XRP tokens, not like deeds in the company Ripple. He's literally holding XRP tokens. Okay. So I do like XRP knowing that. Okay. Knowing that. And he's not just staying around for XRP to get to $1, right? He's staying around for that old school cash, right? Like the big gains. So, and when you think about that, you can think about, okay, we always get kind of tunnel visioned, right? Like Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. No, like there's multiple vehicles of coins in which BlackRock and all of these guys are going to try to get their hands on and their control over. And in some sense, they have with certain things like HBAR and whatnot, right? So, I can understand if you just like I said earlier, Jack Spirko's comments had me thinking, considering. I could understand why someone would want to just say like, okay, F it, I'm just going to be a Bitcoin maxi from here on out. However, right, I do see that all of these things switching to blockchain to crypto gives all these elite people a tighter control on their money. So it makes sense for them to set up this type of environment. It makes sense for them to set up the infrastructure for this. And that's what we're seeing, right? It would be different if I would look at what's being set up by crypto if it wasn't a need there, or if it didn't provide something for them that they could use to their advantage. And then in that case, I would just be like, okay, all Bitcoin. But I can see there that this provides a much better advantage for them than paper fiat. They get way more control here. So it would make sense for these things to be something that is very valuable, right? I hope it drops to 30K. I'll BTC. I'll buy it. Me too, OMC, bro. I'll be right there buying. GT Nuts, what's going on? Yeah, Talia Grave. Yeah, let's give some well wishes to Cryptwork. KW1. Hope she feels better. You got us for your positive spirits here, for sure. I remember the big boys would not be not be in BTC if there was not a huge return coming, and that's the point to get to. And so many people are kind of freaked out by, they're saying that people are saying that they're not listing it or they're not going to buy it. That's just another little trip up for you, right? Understand, these guys play both sides of the coin, guys. Please understand that. Like Democrat and Republican, it's the same thing. They play both sides, bro. So Vanguard says, okay, we're not going to list it. But Vanguard and BlackRock, they're kind of like the same thing. So it's like good cop, bad cop, like in real life being played out. I know you see it, like we see that in the movies, right? But it's like for real, good cop, bad cop. Like Vanguard says, okay, we're not going to list it for our retirement fund. All right, we're not doing it. And BlackRock says, okay, we'll go ahead and we'll get those earnings, and don't worry, Vanguard. Like behind the scenes, don't worry, we got it. You know what I'm saying? So really, it was a team effort, and that team effort was they needed Vanguard to say, we're not going to do it. So that way it causes doubt in you. Okay. But yeah, continuing on, which is the whole purpose of good cop, bad cop, right? You got the bad cop, like, you know what I mean? It causes doubt in you. The whole purpose of controlling both sides is to cause doubt and disorder in you, right? Ghost Snake, what's up? Rudy, do you think the price of BTC will drop somewhat and then increase back? With all that being said, will it be a slow-moving bull run? Because I thought BTC was going into 3,000 plus or 300,000, 300K plus. So based off of what I've seen with the chart, Ghost Nick, and people can check the tapes. I've said this, right? It's not just because Jack Spirko said something. I'm like piggybacking. Like I've said this on tapes. We can check the tapes. I also think that Bitcoin, if you look at the chart, is like a reasonable estimate is 250K, right? 250, 260K. I could check my episode I did with Dion and Crypto Running. So MYC Network and Crypto Running. I said that something around that area, 250, 260, right? And I think Dion was even higher. He was like, he said something like 360, right? And I also said around 2032, 2030, we get $1 million Bitcoin. Kathy Woods also said something like that. But the more and more that I think about it, maybe even before then, right? Maybe just think about what we just said, right? All of these funds coming in and having their diamond hands, they're going to just lessen the available traded supply, which means the demand for it is just going to go up and up and up and up. And we're just thinking about the 11 US ETFs, right, that did it. What happens when China and the London Stock Exchange, any London companies, any like Singaporean companies and their stock exchange, Latin American countries and their stock exchange? What happens when all of those guys want ETFs too? Right? And we've seen this whole Bitcoin treasuries thing right here, where it showed that China has something like Oh wow. United States just up. I don't know how that happened, but United States all of a sudden moves past China with 215 Bitcoin, 215K Bitcoin. Well, and there's China with 190. I'm not sure that they say update. So I remember when we were looking at this before, United States was behind Ukraine. So Ukraine, China, US, and this doesn't say anything about Russia, right? Or the Bhutan, or I hear that different Middle Eastern companies had started mining Bitcoin, like the Omans and the Dubais of the world. Who knows how much they've mined, right? Or if they were secretly mining, like Bhutan was. So, like, we can only guesstimate, like, but based off those guesstimations, right? All that says is more sense of urgency to me, right? Like by now, like now is the time. Like even if it goes down a little bit, buy some more. Then, like, like that's all that says to me. Like, if we're really thinking $1 million Bitcoin, right, or 300K Bitcoin, what does it matter that it's 50K? That we buy a 50K, 49K, 46K, 30K? Like it really it really doesn't matter that much, right? But yeah, to specifically answer your question, I'm not sure of a pullback. The only thing that I'm pretty thinking about is that by April, since everyone's thinking that there's going to be a pullback before the halving, I honestly think that we're going to be at a new high before before the halving comes, right? There are different people though that have said, like I said, shout out to Waters Above, and I only mention him because I do like his analysis. I do like his analysis. He thinks that it may get to 30K or 32K, that we might get a pullback to there. I'm not sure, but if it does, I'm going to buy some there. So that's where I'm at with it. I think it will be Linea. Ooh, they are funded by consensus and are pushing proof of humanity. Shout out Crypto in Focus. So Crypto in Focus thinks that Linea will be the one where the blockchain is going to go. So you mentioned Linea. If you go to DeFi Llama, it's one of the blockchains that has been getting a lot of activity lately as far as total value locked, and it's DeFi. So quite possibly could be Linea. And maybe people should look into adding that into their portfolios if that's the case. So let's go over here and just look at chains, total value locked. Since we mentioned Linea here. So total value locked. Of course, everything's down now because of the pullback. But if we look at the last month, Linea, I think, will probably be on this list. If I haven't already passed it. I remember looking at this and seeing Linea on the list. Maybe it's the weekly list. Daily? Okay, I definitely saw Linea on this list. Let's go ahead and do this. It says it's okay. Why am I missing this here? It says it should be right here. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. All right, so I don't know why I'm not seeing Linea here. Let's do this. Let's go up here and put in the search, and then we'll be able to find it later. Okay, 61 mil. Okay. So as you can see, boom, it's definitely been increasing, right? So total value lock 61 mil. Let's go back out to the chains again. Now I will for sure be able to find it because I know it's total value locked 61 mil. Oh, come on, thing. Let's close this. Oop, cancel. That's not what we want to close. Let's go back over here again. Total value locked. Okay. There it is. Okay. So 40, top 40 for sure. And up 13% over the month. It was on some list when I was looking a couple days ago. So things are probably a little differently changed here. But yeah, if we go down, so yeah, top 30 over the month. Of course, this is by percentage. So it's had a lot of inflow, but that was percentage. If we look 24-hour volume, $36. So yeah, might want to get some Linea in your portfolios. Let's go ahead and see where we can buy it at. TBA, huh? Oh, has it actually not been out yet? So is this like an airdrop you could possibly qualify for? That'd be something to look for, right? If this is a airdrop you can qualify for. Pretty bearish yesterday, ETH and BTC. What's up, Heavy Productions? What's up, Lottie Dottie? I think BTC doesn't have enough upside in the future, maybe 3x, 10x on the high end. Well, the long-term thing becomes if it gets to be digital gold. That's where it's like, okay, you're missing the point if you're thinking about X. Because I know that like trading in multipliers is a very good thing to do, but that's for trading, right? If you think of Bitcoin as the most valuable asset, the asset with the most total value locked in it, then that makes it kind of like a blue chip of a blue chip of a blue chip, right? So in that case, when you're thinking of it like that, like again, one of the most valuable assets of the world, digital gold, then you kind of have to have some of it, right? Like, okay, right, yeah. So what? I'm not getting the highest X. I'm one of few people that have this asset that's only 21 million of, right? So like, what's the cap? It doesn't have a cap on it. To me at that point, there's no cap on it. There's no cap on how much it could be worth because there's only 21 million of them. People are always losing them. It's digital gold. It's an asset that they're holding on to. Like you put all of those things into like a bucket, and to me, own or not own, and the own side wins, right? When you put all of that stuff into a bucket, the own side wins. There's way more positives than okay, lower X on one side. That's just for me personally. So I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying. But then when you look at that, there's possibly no cap. No cap. There's possibly no cap on the value of it, and it's 21 million pieces of digital gold that all the most powerful people in the world are holding on to. Ah, I gotta own it. I gotta own it then, right? Yeah, 30K does sound good, right? Wait until TradFi finds out about altcoins. Who they've already found out, bro. Well, TradFi hasn't necessarily found out. That's true. TradFi hasn't found out about it, but the elite know about altcoins. There, so whenever they decide, like, there are a few different people, like some normies know about XRP, but not too many normies know about HBAR. Not too many normies know about Stellar. Not too many normies know about Quant. Well, there's a microscopic group of normies that know about Quant, because in the truther space, if you will, the word that starts with a C, conspiracy, right? Space. People talk about Quant, and they're not about that life. But so yeah, you're right. But this ETF thing opens the door for that, right? Opens the door for a Solana. Like some people, yeah, they don't know about Solana. Opens the door for like a Solana ETF, a Quant ETF, a XRP ETF, right? I could understand why someone would be inclined to be a Bitcoin maxi, but by design, it's not a settlement layer. There's room for 2 or 3 other chains or ecosystems, right? And I get that too, like the technology of it, and that's why I was so big on, I am so big on Bitcoin BSV. But to me, when I look at it, that's why it's like, okay, someone went in and decided that the best thing for Bitcoin was to slow it down and make it not as efficient as it could be. And BSV is like unfettered Bitcoin. So going back and saying like, okay, if you just think of Bitcoin as a valuable asset, as digital gold, as I showed you, like, excuse me, the gematria of it, where they're lining it up with gold. Hell, yeah, maybe it can just be gold, and that's enough. Maybe it doesn't need to be this whole like settlement transaction type of layer type of deal. It doesn't need to be that. Still, like if you use it with Strike, it works a lot better than Cash. You know what I mean? Just as what it is right now. But when you really think about it, all it is a hash with no data in it. When you think about it that way, it's like it's just a hash with no data in it. You come back to the whole thing of like, like the whole people that are like, okay, crypto's not tangible, it's not worth anything, right? I think you just have to gather your mind around, okay, it's just enough for it to be digital gold. Like, and really, when you think about it, digital super gold, because there's only 21 million of them. So essentially, it's like this digital super gold. And anything else on top of that is just plus, it's just icing on the cake. And then you look at all the things I've been showing you guys with all these BRC20 things coming up and all BRC20s that are building on top of Bitcoin, all of the BRC20 things that are trying to like multi-platform BRC20s to Ethereum and other networks. then this is exactly what they love to do, right? Build derivatives on top of derivatives on top of derivatives and truly just own the underlying asset, right? So that like we've seen this play. We've seen this play over and over again. Like look at sports, okay? They own the sports team, but they sell the jerseys. They sell the TV rights. You can bet on it. You can bet on derivatives of derivatives. Like you can bet on like if this person hit this many threes or like so it's derivatives upon derivatives upon derivatives just built on sports, right? Take that to Ethereum. There's layer twos upon layer twos upon layer twos, just built on Ethereum that communicate to this, that, and the other thing. And inside of those layer twos, you got former Facebook guys, former, this guy's just like within different other layer twos of Ethereum. You got former Swift guys, so you got all of these legacy guys being a part of this whole blockchain world. So boiling that all back down, you got Bitcoin and all of these Bitcoin layer twos are just going to build on ETH on Bitcoin, just like they did on ETH, but now they're going to own the underlying asset, which is Bitcoin, right? But then you got all of these different coins or companies or blockchains underneath Bitcoin, like some of the ones we've shown you, Mubi, Interlay, and others, right? So when you look at it that way, that's kind of what it is. That like Bitcoin can be what it is, and they're going to build mad derivatives on it, just like they did with Ethereum, right? Just like they're doing with Solana, right? But we do want to own some of that underlying asset. We want to be with Solana, with Bitcoin, with Ethereum in our hands, right? Because that'll be like the new gold. That'll be the new commodity like gold, that if we have it in our hands, that's the true thing. Like with sports, okay, if we own the team, we own that's the true like money maker. So doesn't matter, everybody's betting on what happens with the team or whatever. You still want the underlying thing. How much faith do you have in alts connected to Bitcoin like Stacks? Thanks. I like Stacks. And then that brings us into that whole other thing. It's like, I think they purposely made these things kind of slow so that they could build all these additional things on top of them. Like a Stacks, like all these other emerging type of things that are building on Bitcoin. Now how we got Bitcoin ordinals, and people are now chasing Bitcoin ordinals like they were chasing Beeple and all of those NFT projects that were on Ethereum, right? It's that whole playbook, that same freaking playbook right over again, right? That same one, right? And people will make money with Bitcoin ordinals. Don't get me wrong. People will make money chasing those NFT projects. And then there will be some NFT, some Bitcoin ordinal Bored Ape that comes out on Bitcoin, and somebody will make a lot of money off of that. However, ultimately, Bitcoin is going to be the best asset over the long run, whereas those ordinals, maybe not, maybe hit or miss, but over the long run, BTC, right? But yeah, there will be different projects to build on top of that will be great, like Stacks. Stacks seem to make things a lot easier for people who want to buy ordinals, right? So yeah, some of these side chains are going to be great, but at the end of the day, you're probably going to want to own the underlying thing. It's kind of like Reggie was saying to us one day. Shout out to Reggie. He was saying on the Gentleman of Crypto, and I just picked up the game. Right, the best play is to own the infrastructure. Right, like the way Benzinga owner Jason Rasnick, the way he puts it is the thing behind the thing. Right, so yeah, stacks is going to be good, but at the end of the day, Bitcoin is going to be digital gold. So that's just where it is. What's up, Rashu? What's up, Black Uru? Have you heard of Mapo BRC20? Yes, I have. This was on the Patreons list. Let's go ahead and take a look at it, Rashu. Now that you brought it up, bro. Yeah, I'm pretty high on this. It's another one that's kind of multi-platform. That was it right there. Multi-platform, Bitcoin, building on Bitcoin, kind of making a cross-platform BRC20s to ERC20s. And these guys, if I'm not mistaken, they have their DeFi protocol up. I saw the list here, I believe. Let's see if we can find. Oh, it's probably going to be easier for me to put it up here. And remember, DeFi is a pretty good tracker of price, right? Come on. There we go. Map relay chain. So yeah, I'm pretty high on this project. It's gonna be like a little bit of time, but you can see DeFi's coming online for that. Hive swap. Nothing but activity. So 2.4 mil. Of course, that's just like a drop in the bucket, right? Considering all these other chains, right? But as this thing keeps going, it seems like ordinals are hot. You know what I mean? It's gonna continue to be hot. But at the end of the day, again, remember why we're here. Like, try as much as you can to separate your long-term investments and away from like your quick flip investments. Kind of like OMC showed us how he's breaking up his portfolio, right? Everybody's going to have to do the best that's for them with that breakup. And that's, remember, it's fluid, because at some point in time, you may see the perfect project that you can take advantage of in that point in time, right? Take advantage of that in that point in time, but we don't love them hoes, right? Don't get don't get attached to it. Like, take care of it, then get out and move. Like, I'm speaking to myself here again, and then get to the projects that you know are going to be the best long term. So it's way down here. But still, you know, it's great because it's providing it's providing a much needed service. And as you can see, as far as percentages go, 1 month change, it's a pretty big percentage change. So it's in the top 17 as far as the month goes, right? Map relay protocol. But yes, I have heard of that, and that was on our Patreon's list. And it's at a good price right now. Nice pullback. Decent market cap. Like, what type of market cap it was when I suggested it to the patrons, but definitely still a bargain in my opinion. Peeps, a good idea. Just open an iTrust Capital Roth IRA, then max it out with Bitcoin and HODL. I do it if I had a 75 K to just dump into it. And you know, different people, you guys have to decide for yourself if this is good. Now, again, check out that this Jack Spirko interview. One of the things he said he was going to do was something like what E is saying right here. You do have to think about the tax implications. And of course, like, I know Jack Spirko probably has a ton of Bitcoin, right? But he also said he would consider buying the ETFs because it's going to pay less in fees doing the whole ETF thing. And what he's saying here with the Roth IRA, you're going to pay less in fees and taxes doing the Roth IRA thing. So that's something that's something a little bit you guys should consider if that's something that is in your mind, right? And you're worried about your taxes, and then things like this. This is something you could consider, right? However, if you're somebody that's thinking that you're gonna just quick flip a lot of stuff, maybe you don't want to have your stuff in the IRA because it's now kind of locked in that IRA for a certain length of time, and you got to do like different things about how you can pull it out, whatnot. These are all like kind of higher level things that you guys also have to consider along with making your gains, right? Like, how is it going to be taxed, right? So those are some things we don't truly cover on here. I think the guys over at Simon Family Investments, I think they talk about it a little bit. Shout out to those guys. They do a great job. I love that family. They do a great job with their show. Check them out on Gentleman of Crypto. Of course, check out all our guys. Trek with 2Ks, Stacks, Crypto and Down, King and Zay, Jump Out Girls. If they did do something, Crypto and Down, I might be repeating some. But yeah, check everybody out. But yeah, the guys should consider this. It's you have to make the decision if these are the things that are right for you. That's something you definitely have to consider. I agree. I think the big wigs are practicing market manipulation because they want to control it. Yeah, and that's the big thing, Ghost Nick. This is such the thing. Like these dudes know how psyche works. They know how to mess with our mental, right? In a way that I don't think we ever cover in school, right? I think these guys are experts in how things mess with our minds mentally, right? And they're going to practice that manipulation as much as they can to shake you out. And if you've been around a couple of bull cycles, you understand it, okay? You understand that games get played every freaking bull cycle, right? And the last bull cycle was like, oh, we're going to go super cycle. We're going to have a super cycle. Oh, well, BlackRock's, crypto's never going to be anything because, it's not regulated. And, Larry Fink and everybody says their customers don't want crypto. Here, a bull cycle later, look at us now. Now all of a sudden, and you can debate if it was all of a sudden, if you're just following the straight narrative, right? If you're following the straight narrative, it's all of a sudden, right? But if you think that there's a plan, maybe that was the plan all along, right? Maybe that was the plan all along. And if you look at my show, are we surprised about the Bitcoin ETF? To me, it seems like the plan all along. To me, it seems like the plan all along, right? But yeah, I think these guys are high level on understanding manipulation, like down to what sounds and what colors better manipulate us. And like we could get deep all day about that and how McDonald's uses the colors red and yellow and what golden arches actually look like if you turn them upside down and all this other stuff. Like we could go deep on that. But at the end of the day, understand, hey, we know, right, based off the actions that are happening, Bitcoin is heading for higher days. So do you want to be a part of that? Crypto's heading for higher days. Do you want to be a part of that? Or are you going to get shook out? That's the question you have to ask yourself. I'm speaking just generally to everybody, not to Ghost Nick personally, of course. We should hope BTC moves sideways. And shout out to E. He's our moderator in our Telegram. Big ups to this guy here. He keeps everybody in the Telegram pretty active. And sometimes when like I'm not there, he's keeping everything flowing. So shout out to E. I appreciate this guy so much. Okay. We should hope Bitcoin moves sideways, giving us enough time to buy some BTC in a Roth and hold. This would be a gift, 100%. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. I've been seeing those deep fakes on YouTube whenever Michael Saylor and Soul Leadership saying that they're giving away free Bitcoin and crypto for your loyalty. Be safe out there. Yeah. Like no free crypto is being given away, guys. Like for real. Like, and it's hard for people to understand that too, because you got airdrops and then the air. It's just so much, bro. It's so much. But yeah, definitely. I've been learning from guys in our chat more about airdrops. The Cosmos ecosystem, guys. You might want to go and stake some TIA. There's some airdrops there that have been happening there. Airdrops, like it was something like some 17-year-old on a recent airdrop called Jito got like $200,000 just because nobody really kind of participated in that airdrop. Crazy, guys. But there are opportunities there in so many ways. Even if you miss the airdrops, possibly being a part of that ecosystem, looking at ecosystems connected to that, there's levels to this, right? But yeah, be very careful out there, guys. Make sure like the best thing to do is to go to the Twitter sites and really kind of verify if the Twitter sites are real. You don't want anything that's like you just really got to be really cognizant, right, before you do anything. Hopefully newbies will have it harder. Yeah, they will have it harder with these fakes and scams. And hopefully they'll still want to learn about crypto and they don't get scammed. Like, hopefully so. Lottie Dottie, not buying any Bitcoin. And Lottie Dottie, that's up to you, bro. I'm just presenting information, guy. I'm just presenting information. For me personally, I'm unwilling to say I want to not own any Bitcoin. I'm unwilling to not be a part of this Bitcoin fray, because again, just reiterating it, if BlackRock and all of these guys are are creating these spot ETFs, and if you look at all the history of how Bitcoin and Coinbase and all of these things came into being, like, you can just kind of see there's a writing on the wall for there always being a plan for Bitcoin. And I can get it if you feel like you missed it and you're moving on to XRP or XLM or other blockchains and saying like, okay, I missed this. These other ones are my money's better spent there. I get that. I completely understand that. But at the same time, for me, and I think of a digital gold and how gold has always been something in this in our society. I can't not have a piece of that, bro. And I know I might be leaving some money on the table instead of putting that into other blockchains, but I can't not have a piece of digital gold. I just can't not. I just can't. The United States government would be a fool to sell their BTC. In fact, the United States government should have gotten into Bitcoin mining years ago. Everyone from retail, financial institutions. Well, here's the thing to understand, for me at least. And I know, like, I'm conspiracy state of mind, right? All of these guys are one unit. All of these governments are kind of one unit. So when you look at it and different, like, you look into different things and they say like all the presidents are related, possibly related to the Queen of England. Like, when you look at all of this stuff, you can kind of think of, hey, maybe these guys are moving as a unit, right? And there's different things you can kind of look at and see, okay, maybe these dudes are really moving as a unit. Maybe things aren't so separate as we think they are. Like how, the Chinese president, I forget how to say his name, like Ming Ping or something like that. How he came over here, right? The Chinese president came over here, and BlackRock CEO Larry Fink was at the dinner. Like, Boeing's head was at the dinner. Like, some big wigs were at the dinner. Like, what are you doing at a meeting with the Chinese president, especially the head of Boeing? But that just shows you, like, everybody's on the same team. So and and these dudes had tons of Silk Road Bitcoins. So they got tons of their Bitcoins from Silk Road. They didn't even need to mine it, right? But there you go. But yeah, man. Yeah, everyone does need some BTC. I agree with you totally on that one. But having, again, in China mined a lot of it, but even according to this Bitcoin treasuries, right? All of a sudden, the US just lapped, or not lapped, I guess, but ran into the lead with 25K more Bitcoin than China, apparently. And good old Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy sitting up here with the third most Bitcoin in comparison to Grayscale. That's a lot of Bitcoin. I guess Grayscale is in the lead, and right behind Grayscale is the US, China, and MicroStrategy, right? But again, based off some of my own personal research, I don't think that China and US are these clashing forces that they always kind of make them out to be. I think it's another one of those good cop, bad cop situations. I just and I have reasons for that type of thinking, but we don't have to bring them up here. Hopefully, okay, we got that one. Any retail financial institution company adding Bitcoin instantly adds value to their net worth 100%. As we can see with the Teslas and more of the world. Is Linea ISO 20022 compliant? As far as I've seen, it doesn't seem like Linea is out. There may be some opportunities to qualify for airdrop, but let me make sure here. Because sometimes CoinMarketCap doesn't list stuff and CoinGecko does. But if it's not out, I would try to look for opportunities to qualify for an airdrop. So I do kind of remember some videos out about like that there would possibly be a Linea airdrop, blah, 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 blah. Okay, looks like it's not out yet, but that might be something you can qualify for an airdrop. Okay, there we go. Chains. But yeah, it seems like there may be an opportunity there if you can find out 18th largest blockchain by total value locked. Yeah, maybe an opportunity there to qualify for an airdrop. It would be an ultimate business point. It would be an ultimate selling point for their businesses, kind of like AI. Every business is getting into AI and marketing themselves as such, 100%. And this is kind of like the show we went over, right? Where I was like, are we surprised? MicroStrategy changed their whole business plan to Bitcoin, right? CleanSpark, they changed their whole business plan, right? So apparently, few people knew what was going on, right? And if we go back to this list, there are a couple other companies you can find on here, like Mogo. I used to be really big into this company. They're like a Canadian company. Of course, we got Core Scientific on here. So we got a few different companies on here, right? Not just Bitcoin miners, right? Tesla, Block, which is Square. So maybe we see even more, man. That'd be good because that'll be hopefully more diamond hands, right? Let's go. Where do we go? Here. I don't think Linea has a coin. Crypt work on her information. She knows what's going on. What's up, Simon Family Investment Ventures? Was just talking about you guys. Definitely check out their show on the network here. Thank you guys. Great information. I appreciate it. No, it doesn't look like they got a coin. Nope, I looked on DexTool. Linea is not released as the token yet. Forgot where I heard this. Someone said being a whole coiner in 10 years, it would be like a minor Duke or Noble. I could totally see that. Could totally see that. So I'm trying to get some more Bitcoin exposure. When I make my 100x from XRP, XLM, XDC, and ETC, I'm gladly moving to Bitcoin. Wink. Hey, bro, I'm right there with you. Like I'm telling you, I am invested in those as well, along with H bar. So hey, hey, why just choose one? That's where I'm at, bro. Like Maxi of none over here. That's where we're at, bro. Maxi of none. It's perfect to carry across nation state borders. That's another point too. And shout out to Simon Family Investment Ventures. And this is why I love their show, because they mention points like this. Great to carry across borders. What's up, Maximus Crypto? My guy Max. Definitely check out his channel. He's another one of those channels that I really appreciate and love. Does some great research on a lot of the coins that Lottie Dottie was mentioning up there: XRP, XLM, XDC, Quant, Jasmine. Definitely check out my guy Maximus Crypto. Did I show? Okay, there we go. Having a low time performance or having a low time preference. Okay. Yeah. So like, I think he's saying there, like, it may take a little while for Bitcoin to get where it needs to go completely, but at this point in time, guys, like 43 is going to seem like a bargain. So like, why even like 30 or 50? Like, like if you're expecting it to be a million, like the best thing to do is just buy when you have like low points, right? Buy at pullbacks. And let's see here. Let me bring up my guy Max's channel. Hopefully it does not freeze. I'm putting it in the air. It's not freezing this time. It's not going to do it. And I don't know why. I gotta add him to my. So if you guys scroll down on my channel, I do have some preferred channels. I don't know why I don't have Max in there. I need to go add him in there. But what you'll see Crypto Down, Underdog Research General Crypto. Simon Family Investments, Benzinga, Jump Out Girls, a whole bunch of people. I need to add Max to this list. This is definitely old. There we go. So yeah, definitely go check out my guy Max. Most recent videos, some on H bar and Quant. So definitely go check him out. I'm gonna close that. Don't forget to take your profit. That is a good point. I Trust Capital is a great Roth IRA. I moved my 401k over, and you can buy crypto. And at 59.5 years old, you can take it out with zero penalty. So that's a good point, and that's one of those advanced topics people have to keep in mind. And I'm glad that E is keeping us cognizant of this. That you want to be cognizant, because capital gains tax, I think, is like 40% or something like that. So putting things in a Roth IRA, this is one of the ways that you can get around that 40% capital gains tax. And you might have to wait until you're 59.5, but maybe worth it, right? Especially if you already have a 401k anyway. it's great to just move it over, have it in the Roth IRA, and that's that, right? Might be a great idea for me to look at what's going on in my job, because I think we got Vanguard saying, "Oh, we're not going to take it, whatever. We're not going to do it, punks." Shout out to you. You're doing a wonderful job here with your insight and information. Appreciate it. Dex Tools is a great tool to look at every crypto that hits the market well before it gets to CMC or coin. Great information, OMC, on that. So check out Dex Tools, guys. I use Dex Tools, but I need to get more familiar with it myself. I'll start using it from now on the show, so we can all get more familiar with it. So be on the lookout for that. Keep holding it down, E. Yeah, 100%. E, thank you for all you do. Yeah, let's give E his flowers, guys. I hope he's still here to see him. Know he's appreciated around here. Airdrops are not free. It is unconventional marketing. Think about casinos, betting apps. They give you bonuses for onboarding. 100%. I agree with that. And people say it like free. I think I might have said free here. So thank you for Crypto and Focus for correcting me on that. Yeah, it's not free. It's not free, but it is a good way for people to kind of earn money if you're cognizant and paying attention to the good airdrops to get into. And Crypto and Focus is one of the guys on the Telegram. Shout out to the Telegram. If you guys come on over to the Telegram, you can see we have cryptos, airdrops, and testnets, and this group is always popping, right? So if you're looking to learn more about that, come on over. He's one of the guys in here that gives information about that. I don't cover airdrops that much myself, but it is something I am trying to do more of. So, very free alpha for that. Sign up for a Telegram. It is completely free. And you can learn more about that in there. Whoops. So, yeah, guys, definitely come over, and I appreciate Crypto and Focus. He provides a lot of great information for the guys in the Telegram on that. What's up, Brand? Came in late. No problem. Thanks for coming by at all. BlackRock is a major shareholder of four of the largest Bitcoin four of the five largest Bitcoin miners. That is great information as well. And of course, BlackRock has its ties into Coinbase, guys. They have huge ties into Coinbase, and Coinbase and BlackRock have huge ties into the WEF, right? Hence, Coinbase is like, out of all the 11 guys that got approved, I think Coinbase is doing custody for like at least 7 or 8 of them. So, writing's on the wall there, guys. Writing's on the wall there. That's why I don't know how you can't hold Bitcoin, bro. I don't know. I don't know how you don't hold Bitcoin, bro. But I can understand. I'm not talking about anybody on here that might have said they're not holding it. I don't understand it. But yeah. Boeing still sells to their airliners. Okay, yep. Boeing still sells to Chinese airliners. Yes, but yes, they do still sell to Chinese airliners. But I think the thing is, like, okay, you still sell the Chinese airliners. Everybody thinks of money, but I think you're not having dinner with somebody who's like your enemy, right? You're not That's the point that I'm trying to make here. It's just like the whole like they were saying like CZ and Sam Bankman-Fried, they had this feud going on. Bro, he was an investor. He was an investor in FTX. You're not letting your enemy invest in your company, bro. So all of this stuff about CZ and how he was doing this and he was doing that. He was an investor in you guys' things, right? You're not having this person this like your enemy or this person you think is doing all these shady deals be an investor in your stuff. Like, come on. So there's a little bit of truth not being told there to me. What's up, Nerd Up Bing Marv? Talia, great show. I'll have to roll, but I'll catch the rest of the show on a reply. No problems. Looks like we're getting to the end of the comments as well. Totally get what you're saying. I'll catch you all later. Nope. So it seems like we are at the end of the show. Thank you guys so much. Great to have 21 of you guys on here, especially since I was really late getting to the show. Great to see Simon Family Investment in the house. Great to see Maximus Crypto in the house. Definitely check out their shows. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming through. I'm out. Catch you guys later. Wednesday, hopefully 6-ish Mountain Standard Time. Have a good weekend, guys. I'm out. Peace.